do you prioritize your work as a new PhD? I want you to find your bucket list. Hello, YouTube. This is Dr. Dave Maslach, and I'm talking to you about reciprocity.com, sharing economy proofreading platform that I'm trying to build. But today I want to talk about finding or prioritizing work as a new PhD. This is a really tough and difficult decision that a lot of people do. There's kind of two stages. The first stage is figuring out what the heck you want to do. This is when you are maybe perhaps applying to PhD programs. And then the second stage is figuring out, once you're in the PhD program, maybe who your advisor is, what kind of work you're going to do, and you ask all sorts of questions along those ways. And I personally think that there's two ways that you could do this. The first way is where you take kind of much more a practical route to prioritizing your work. This is where you choose projects that your supervisor is working on, that you are focusing on getting papers out as quickly and as fast as possible. You're producing a lot of work. You're going to a lot of academic conferences, and you're just focused on trying to get out papers as much as possible. And that is a great route because that's going to help you get a job, particularly in the short term. It's also going to help you and make you feel like you actually have progress or anything like that, right? That you actually feel that you're doing something. You're also going to get a lot more recognition in the field that's sort of critical to actually getting a job when you get out in the job market, because how you actually get a job is the number of projects that you or papers that you've written, and B, the quality of those papers. So if you have a large number of high quality papers, then you are more likely to get a job in the short run than somebody else. So you're going to be the star on the job market. The other way that you can focus on, and this is, I'm borrowing actually from Jim March, who was probably one of the leading scholars in social sciences, still is a leading scholar in the social sciences, and he's been around for years and years and years. He's been very influential. He's worked with, he was actually Herbert Simon's student, and I think that was one of the reasons why Herbert Simon actually won the Nobel Prize, because some of the work that he was doing with him. But the other way is to pursue, to grow as a scholar, to focus on what is called your scholar's journey and not worry about the external stuff like number of paper publications you have, the quality of what you're doing, and just focus on doing good research. And so actually, I take that back. So it is about sort of the quality, or thinking about quality. And this trade-off is it's real in businesses. This is what businesses have to do in terms of their strategies, right? You could do a product differentiation strategy. It's called a product differentiation strategy, or a low-cost leadership strategy. And one of them is focusing on sort of the specialized marketplace where you're producing high-quality goods, for example, and the other one is focusing on, producing a large quantity of something, and making sure that it's very good quality, but it's perhaps not as perceived as quality as something else. And that's important to think about those two different strategies. So the one is sort of thinking very, from a PhD perspective, it's thinking very practical, thinking the number of publications you can get out. And the other one is thinking about how can you grow as a scholar. And so what does that mean to grow as a scholar? That's thinking about where are you going to be, and what is the long course you are actually playing. This is where you think about what you want to do as your own self, and focus on that, figuring out how to solve what your desires are and pursuing those. So this is when I teach talk to my own PhD students, I talk about I tell them about looking at what their bucket list is in life and thinking about what their bucket list is in life. What do they really, truly want to do? Whether it's they want to go to, solve world hunger, whether they want to go and um, improve the sustainability of businesses, whether they want to go and um, look at oil crises, for example, or something along those lines that they're very, very passionate about and they think about on a regular basis. It doesn't necessarily have to be really big questions, right? That's the cool thing with being a scholar, is that you can focus on something really small, but as long as it interests you, you can pursue that and think about that for a very long time. And that's what you're trying to do, is pursue this bucket list, this thing that you want to do in your life. So you have a checklist of all the different things you want to do in your life. So it's really cool in the social sciences. Say if you want to travel, you can do that. You can go into international business, for example, and study things about international business. Um, if you want to, you could do similar things like this in the hard sciences as well, right? So you could focus on data collection from really obscure places. You want to go into the Amazon, for example, and so you could start thinking about collecting data from the Amazon, maybe from some caves in the Amazon. You're looking at bacteria, for example. So you could do really cool things if you want to, and you just have to choose that you want to do that, rather than focusing on what somebody else is, or let me take a step back, rather than focusing on the practicalities of trying to get papers out and stuff, but choosing where you want to go and what you want to do. And that's the magic of being a scholar, is that you're focused on that. And so what you actually want to do, and I'm going to come back and I sort of pointed them, or I dichotomized these two categories or these two thoughts. And actually, what you want to do is do a combination of both. And this is the product development strategies that a lot of large corporations do. For example, is that they're creating a map of, you want to do these sort of more practical things that allow you to actually get a job and get recognition, but then also pursue things that are large and maybe unusual. Maybe they are helping you sort of tick off all the things that you want to do in life. Because remember, this is your life. This is a big question. This is something that you're going to do for a very, very long time if you pursue the academic route. You want to grow as a person, so you focus on how do you grow as a person. Well, then you focus on the things you want to do, but then also do, maybe you find new methods, take some courses, grow as an individual as much as possible. All that stuff really does slow you down, but in the long run, it hopefully develops you as a scholar and as a human being, right? So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk to you about today. I just wanted to mention the issue of finding what your bucket list is, knowing that this is something that you're going to do for a very, very long time. So you want to be happy with that. And so you have to prioritize these sort of more practical questions, these practical things, um, versus doing the things that are long term and that you can sort of do to check off and make sure that you are a human being in the long run. So I want you to go out now and find out what your bucket list is. This will help you. And the strategy, or the way that I get students to do this, is I often get them to write maybe 4 or 5 different things that they want to do on a piece of paper or on a screen now, and have that in front of them, and have them really think deeply what those things are in your bucket list, and make sure that you're checking them off as you go. That prioritization is going to really help you in the long run, give you motivation, and know, as you sort of keep constantly check off those different things on your bucket list, know that you actually are making progress. Because there's so much of this career and so much of what we do as an academic that it doesn't seem like you're actually making any sort of progress other than those papers that you get. But those papers that you get take a long, long time before you actually get them. So you want to grow and develop as a person. So with that, if you like these videos, please do subscribe. And if you want to, and for those of you who are already subscribed, you are amazing. You're so cool. Um, if you want to help out the Reciprocity Project, you can go online, check out what I'm doing. Go to some of the older videos to know that I'm actually trying to help out PhD students and help out my own research at the same time as I develop this platform. So hopefully you like what I'm doing. Please do check that out. Anyways, have a good day and take care. Bye.